Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit different round than I typically do. I'm going to do a 1-disc round with the Goliath Redemption. It's a 5502 mid-range. I really liked this the first few times I threw it. And then the other day, I was using it as a forehand upshot disc and really liked it. So I'm going to use this today on this temporary seasonal course and see if I can't get under par with just this 1 disc. And I will be marking it with my homemade wood mini. Yeah, pretty cool. Alright, so hole 1, 230 feet. Alright, basket is right over there. So low ceiling, got to get under those branches there. I'm going to go backhand with a flex line turnover, see if I can't get it there. Pretty terrible. Alright, sorry for all the noise with the cars, but just want to talk a little bit. First throw of the day, and definitely threw that nose up, went straight up into the trees, so left myself with about 120 foot upshot, so this would be perfect for a forehand approach. Something I typically do with my Innova Toro, and I don't know why, but for some reason a 5-speed, a 4-speed. 4-speed seems like an approach disc. 5-speed seems like a throwing mid-range. But I'm going to try and use this Redemption more as an approach disc than a throwing mid-range. Not that it can't be used for that. I'm still going to use it as a throwing mid-range. Oh my god. That had to be inches from the chains. It flies so straight, so on point. Like, I feel where it's going before I throw it, and it goes there. Alright, about a 15-footer. I ran it, so it went past a little bit, so gotta mark it with the mini and see if I can putt with this. Alright, hole 2 is 345 feet, wide open field. I don't think I can throw this mid-range. Ambulance. I don't think I can throw this mid-range that far, so this will be a good 2-throw, tap it in kind of shot. But we are 1 over par currently, so we're going to have to pick up that birdie, 2 birdies somewhere along the course. Alright, bit of a headwind. Say it's 5 to 8 miles an hour right now. So it turns a little bit with that headwind. I've noticed with tailwind it's going to fly really straight. With the headwind it's going to be a little bit, not flippier. Flippier is kind of a bad word, but it's going to get a little bit more flex. So it's, I would say, flight numbers wise for me, it's more of like a 5, negative 0.5, 2, because it still has that good hard finish at the end. But in a headwind especially, or no wind, you can get a little bit of turn out of it. Wow. Like, I don't know what to say. It's parked under the basket. And that was 150, 175 feet probably. 2 feet away. Don't forget to mark your disc. Hello, ducks. All right, 265 feet. Basket is between the 2 trees, tucked slightly to the right. So forehand is my best option here typically, but not with the mid-range. So we're gonna see if we can't throw it up there and either tap it in or chip it in. A little bit of a late release, a little high. If I had missed the top of that pine tree, I could have snuck behind and maybe parked it, but no such luck. All right, I left myself a pretty terrible shot because I have to get around the big pine tree. So let's do a big high forehand, let it crash in. Why do I do this to myself? I've hit 3 trees already on 3 holes. Not good. Now I'm stuck behind this tree trying to get to the basket. Alright, so after 3 holes, my hypothesis of the Redemption being a good approach disc is spot on. I'm loving it so far. Trying to get my goal of under par at this park, not looking great. That's just due to user error. 2 over par through 3 holes. Yikes, not good. So, got a shorter forehand shot coming up. It's 240 feet, tucked behind some trees. Ooh, that turn. Okay, not great. Not great. So headwind with forehand torque definitely made it turn a little bit more. I probably didn't put it on as much hyzer as I thought I did. But yeah, ended up about 100 feet left of where I was trying to get it to go. But I'll have a nice easy chip up shot of 150 feet. 125, and I'll get to test out my forehand upshot hypothesis once again. All right, thoughts once again. Not a great putting putter. I mean, maybe it is. I do not putt with mid-ranges, so I'm not putting great, obviously, as you've seen. This one's a long one. They still have it as a par 3, but it's a 414-foot par 3 with impossible lines, seems like. Let me show you. So the basket, take the path down there, and it curves a little bit. Way behind that big tree, another 150 feet, 200 feet is the basket. I don't know if you're supposed to do a high sky hyzer forehand or what, but there's not a lot of room to get through all these branches. Okay, so I held that line really nice, straight down the sidewalk, faded off to the left there. That's a pretty ideal place to be, I think, because it opens up through the trees to get to the basket from there. All right, we got about 200 feet, see if I can't get it through that low ceiling. 180, 200 feet. Oh yeah. Got a good flex on that right through that low ceiling, maybe 10 feet away. Man, that's a great approach disc. I never would have thought a 5-speed would be so good for approaches, but I love it. All right, we got 334 feet. That was gonna be a backhand shot because it's off there in those trees at the far end near that building. And my backhand isn't going to turn over well enough, I don't think. Maybe it could, but probably not. So I'm going to try and get the forehand up there. I'm assuming concrete is out of bounds. I'm out of it. All right, again, my forehand seems to have come out a little more Anheuser than I thought. I think when I put more power on it, it comes out Anheuser. But anyways, regardless, I am out of bounds over the fence onto the baseball field. So retrieve the disc, go to the spot where it flew over the fence, throw for 3. Pretty good skip. The plus side of that forehand tee off was that it did have the distance, to get into the green grass here. I just turned it over too much. So just need to know that it's going to turn more than I think on the forehand and have decent distance. All right, we got 276 feet way down there before that little building. A couple ways you can do this hole that I've tried is the forehand roller, and anything else you're just hitting trees, because these 2 trees right there and there really block quite a bit. So let's see how it reacts on a roller, huh? Ooh, nice. Forehand roller, not my strong suit. Something I should probably practice a little more. All right, we got about 150 to 175 feet. See if we can't park it again. It was holding a great line and a little too much spin on it, I think, and it skipped fairly decently past the basket. Looks like I got a good 20-25 footer coming up here. See if I can putt again. Hey, not bad. All right, this hole is about 376 feet. It's going to be straight past the baseball field way over there, and see if I can get it there in 3. Trees, always with the trees. All right, this one looks to be more like 225 to 250. Let's see if I can get it there on the forehand. And it wasn't gonna get there, but again, with the trees, can't get any help. I had the distance just right, but slightly too far to the right. If I had hung it out to the left, it would have gone in. But now I'm looking at a 15-footer for a comeback to save the bogey. Thanks, trees. All right, final hole says 178 feet. That is just not true, because the basket is way down there. So I think last time I was here I ranged it at over 300 feet, like 350, 360. So yeah, see if I can't hang it out over there and 2-shot it up, get the 3. All right, looks like we got about another 150, 180 feet. The best play here would be to do a backhand approach, but I don't trust myself with the backhand on this disc. The pillar is what I'm going to be throwing this next year, is my backhand approach disc, but I'm looking for that good forehand approach disc, and I think the Redemption is going to be that disc for sure. It will be after today. It's solidified. So a little bit trickier, going low ceiling with a tight turn there at the end, but let's see if we can get it close. The trees. I don't know if you could see from that angle, but I had the line. It was there. I just couldn't get it low enough, and I hit the branch. Man, it was going there. It was going to be parked, I think. And instead, I'm out of bounds, out on the concrete. Okay, so my final thoughts on the Redemption from this one disc round are that it is an amazing forehand approach disc, and I am going to be using that 100% this year. It's probably kicking my Toro out of the bag immediately because I only use that for forehand approach discs. This is going to do it for me. Definitely going to use this, support my sponsor for sure. Should you throw one? Yeah, you should definitely try one. You can use David Ashe 10 to get 10% off at goliathdiscs.com. Other than that, for backhand thrower, slight flip up, rides really smooth with really consistent finish. Even in a headwind, it's not going to flip too much. Nothing has really, in a headwind, nothing's really turned it over at all other than getting that slight flip up. Tailwind, it's going to be reliably overstayable, and yeah, very good on backhand. Forehand turns a little bit more with the torque than I was expecting on the power shots, but that's definitely something that can be used. Turnover power forehand is definitely something that I'm going to be needing in my arsenal for this next year. So the Redemption comes in a couple different colors. I got it in white. I think it comes in red, and you can get glow from one of the pros. You have to order it from them. Check out the Facebook page or Instagram. Yeah, check out the Goliath Instagram. You might be able to find a link there to get one of the glow discs, which probably are going to be more overstable from my understanding. But yeah, I'm loving this disc. It's going to go in the bag. I might have to pick up a couple more just for practicing so that I can get more consistent with it. But in putting, it works. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's a great overall disc. Oh, thanks for watching.